Hello everyone, I am Defudge3004. I'd like to welcome you back to Space Engineers 2. Thank you for coming to check out the channel. I always enjoy having you here. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and let's get into some gaming. So, planets are out. Vertical Slice 2 is here. It arrived on December 1st, 2025, and there are planets and survival foundations is in. So all the survival stuff and planets and base building and all of that stuff is now here. I have played a little bit, so I understand a little bit. Things are the same as they always were with some new changes and, of course, updated everything. So I think you're going to enjoy this. It's pretty interesting. There is a story that'll happen at the beginning, and then we will go do some other things once we kind of get into the game. And hopefully it won't take too long, and maybe an episode or two before we get into the building. But I wanted to go and show you this. Let's go ahead and start up a new game. And so we'll go ahead and start up survival, because your campaign is not in yet, apparently, because you can't do anything with it. As you can see, it doesn't move or anything, so there's nothing in there yet. So we have survival, creative, and worlds. And creative is what we did when the game first came out, when we got it way back like 6 months ago or whatever. And so I had the video on that, and we wrecked the red ship into the blue ship and did some other things and went to the base that looks similar to this and stuff like that. We are going to do survival. We are going to colonize, and we're going to build a base eventually, and we're going to go around and do some cool stuff. So let's just go ahead and get this going.
10,000 years. Everyone we know, every generation after them, will be gone by the time we arrive.
But we'll be at the Almagest system, colonizing across the stars, expanding humanity, building everyone's future.
We're the part of the final wave, Miro. Lost to leave, and not knowing what we are walking into.
We will face whatever comes together. The first wave of ships, the Napier, the Shanong, they laid the foundation. We will complete their legacy. We left Earth in 2093. Over 1,000 years into our journey, and the first time waking up to refuel felt like a short nap. Yvonne and I wake at each of the 10 refueling stops, harvesting Perez particles deposited from dying stars, programming the warp drive's next jump, and then going back to sleep until the next one. Everyone else is sleeping and dreaming of the Almagest system, our destination. Past the halfway mark, and the warp drive is as perfect as the day it was installed. We are on track to arrive exactly when we are supposed to.
I don't know. I have this feeling in my stomach that there's something waiting for us in the darkness.
I hope you're wrong, Yvonne.
There it is, Delphos, and Almagest shining in the distance.
I'm picking up something.
They're heading right for us.
We can't evade it. Brace for impact.
Damn, I knew it. We need to abandon ship.
Not an option. Some of them didn't make it.
You tried to save the ship, and look what it cost me.
43 cryopods breached. The rest are stable, but the ship is busted.
So we're dead.
No, Verdure is in range of the escape pods. I can make planetfall, find resources, and help.
You mean leave me here, alone, in a crashed ship?
You are too injured to make the trip. The colonists need someone here to monitor them and keep things stable.
This is your fault. We could have made it out just fine if we'd left when I said so.
I'm sorry.
Fine. Go be the hero. Again.
I'll be as quick as I can, promise.
Whatever.
Alright, so we can always skip that if we
Yvonne,
wanted to.
I made it, but just barely. How are the colonists?
The cryopods are stable. Thanks for asking how I'm doing, though.
So we could have skipped it, like I said, but I thought it was kind of good to show it. There is a story to go along with it. I'm not too sure exactly what the story is or anything, and we'll find out as we go. I'm not going to just focus on like the missions and stuff like that. I want to do base building too. So you can see that it says on the upper left, move using WASD, follow the markers displayed on your HUD, press F1 to view all the controls, and down at the bottom center, that's where all of our stuff goes, as you know. So if you press G, you can go into this where it has all of the blocks and everything else that we can do. We already have a grinder, a welder, and a drill on us, and then there's all of this other stuff that we can do. So we have all heavy armor, light armor inputs, antennas, and cockpits, detailing, interior, fuel-based power, renewable energy. It's just going pretty much down like this list, I guess, in a way. Not really. Storage, doors, lighting, spotlights, large conveyors, small conveyors, storage, gravity, gyroscopes, hybrid propulsion, parking, and all kinds of stuff here. As you can see, there's so many things. So at any rate, we do have that, and there is a grid. So there's a grid we can use. We have the character here, and that is our welder, that is our grinder, and that is the drill. There's also contracts that we can do. We can go get contracts and do stuff like that, so that's going to be pretty interesting. As I said, I have played some. I have not been down there at all. I have no idea what's down there, but I thought we would just, you know, do a little bit of the looking around, following the tutorial kind of thing. So if you never played Space Engineers, you can at least see, and then you can also try it out and really kind of, you know, do things if you want to. So this is just like the original Space Engineers, except everything is quite a bit better. So we're going to these markers and we need to explore the area. One thing that I noticed when I was doing my kind of test is all of these things, we can move these things. You can see that they do move out of the way, so I think that's pretty doggone awesome. Sure, we could probably jump on that and send it flying. It is a little glitchy as it loads in stuff, and you know, that's to be expected. It is a huge world. These are not randomly generated yet. They will have a chance to at some point in time, just like Space Engineers was, when, you know, the planets were mostly the same, but the terrain was always different every time. So there is that. Cannot get up there because that thing just falls down, and if we wanted to, we could always go and grind this stuff down, and it'll tell you what you get. So we get like steel plates and stuff. This will give us stuff, and you know, all the steel plates, steel tubes. I have no idea what all of that ruckus is. I have no clue. You can see that things are not all the way down, and you can see right there it says iron. We can do that, or there's also, if you press R, you can use steel plates to fix this stuff. So this is one of the things that is not fully built right here. These are not fully built, and we'll go over that a little bit later as we go. Let's go ahead and go up here. Let's go where it says investigate the ship, and let's go up to here. Okay, cool. So, looks like we have some crates here. Let's just open some crates. I like the crates. I think they're really cool. They look awesome. And again, there is something that, you know, we can do. We can go up to the crates and we can actually move them around. So nothing is actually static when they're sitting down and stuff like that, except for like parked ships and stuff like that. So do keep that in mind if you are playing this. And if you never played Space Engineers, I would highly recommend it. As you know, I love the game. I have like over 2,000 hours in this, the first one. So this one I'm sure will be good too. Right here we have a ship, and you can see we can see through this whole part right here, because you can see like the landscape on the other side where that is right there. And so what that means is, as you build stuff, apparently from what I'm understanding, is these are just blueprints. Right here, we can actually get inside of here. We're not in the ship. We are, but we're not in the cockpit because it's just a blueprint. And so we need to repair this stuff. Let's go to number 3. And let's, 2, I guess it is. And let's go see. So this will tell us what we need. We need 500 kilograms of iron and 20 kilograms of silicon. If we press R, then we need all of this stuff right here. We can't make this stuff yet because we have no way to make it at all yet. So right here we need iron, silicon, and nickel. So there is that. Now, you can see the blueprints on all of that, and then it says to excavate your way into the cave. If we go to third-person view, and we press Alt, and we turn ourselves around, this is our character here, and I believe that if we press, no, U is the HUD, okay, so we don't have to have that up, and Z is the thing in the up lower left, that is the dampeners. And we cannot take off the helmet yet. So that's something we need to know about. L is the light. So the light is on. And then we can do it like that. And then the antenna is... I don't remember what the antenna is. And in any case, that's our character. So we can see right here we have a drill. And if I kind of scroll out a little bit, you can see that drill. That looks pretty doggone cool, I do gotta say. And then here is our welder, as you can see. And if I press a button, that is what the welder does. That's what that looks like. So there is that. Let me scroll out a little bit so you can see it some more. And then the grinder, of course, is just a grinder. It looks just like a grinder. It acts like a grinder, you know, that kind of thing. It is a big grinder, but it is a grinder nonetheless. So I just thought that I would do that. Let's go to V. And now let's just go put that stuff away. Alright, let's go into here and let's go see what is back here.
I found an unfinished atmospheric ship. I'm heading into what looks like an old mine. Maybe I can find some ores to repair it.
Okay. Got a battery here. And of course we can click on the terminal and we can see all the things that are attached to the battery. Yeah. Take out power module.
Ah, good news. The drill still works. I've detected multiple ore deposits.
Maybe it can find a better brother while it's at it.
Yvonne, I know you're still angry, but I'm gonna make this right.
Just don't forget about me up here.
He's a little bitter. Let's go ahead and put that back in so it'll be easy to get the batteries done instead of constantly grinding them down and stuff. So that's a jetpack fuel tank. Double click and then it goes into the consumables. Now once I took that out, then the lights for up here cut out. As you can see, those lights are off. Then we put it back in, they're on. And over here, looks like we can probably go down here, and it looks like there's some lights and stuff here. What I want to do is at least get a battery. Okay, we don't need the lights on down here. We can grind all that stuff down. I'm just not going to get too terribly worried about it for now. So that's a jetpack tutorial over there, and it says just use X basically and then turn with your mouse and stuff like that. So we have to use apparently the jetpack to get over there. So let me just go ahead and close that. X, and we'll go over there. Okay. And of course here's a light that is shining. We have a couple of lights here, and of course another battery. I'm sure that we can find where the thing is, but I'm not going to get too worried about it. I'm going to crouch, pressing C, and you stay crouched until you get through, and then you can press C again to stand up. Okay, good. Got a couple of ores. Nothing in there. And of course, if we take this out, then that just kills a light. So I really don't want to do that right now. Oh, nice. There we go. Suit battery. Alright. So it looks like we're going to have to get some nickel. And if we were to go to our drill, you can see that it automatically detects stuff. Apparently the drill is good for 150 meters, which is good because it's a lot better than the other one, the Space Engineers. That was 50 meters. This should help us find a lot of ore. So I was playing this, trying to, you know, figure it out, and I was holding down F, but I saw something that if you just drill... you can see that I'm getting the stuff without having to hold down F. We used to have to hold down F. This is our inventory right here. This is how much weight we can take right here with this line next to the toolbox icon. And this is the stuff that we have, of course. And so, yeah, we do got to be careful of our weight. So I'm going to do a little bit more. Okay, got 104 nickel that time. And looks like we are going to come over here, and that's iron. So iron is 5 meters away. Iron is always red. The nickel is always a silvery kind of color looking thing. Silvery and a little glimmery too. Let's go and get some iron. Okay, we do have a lot of iron, 1.08 thousand, so 1,000 iron. And now we need to find the silicon. It says silicon is up there. Well, looks like there's a couple of ways to get up there. It also looks like there may be a way right here. Let's go and jetpack up over here and get up to here. Nice. Silicon. We just got some silicon. Alright, so now we got that. Sweet. This is what the silicon looks like. It does look completely different than it did on Space Engineers, and I really like the way that it looks. So let's go and gather a bit of this. Oh, we're getting fairly full. I want to go ahead and make sure I get some more. Okay, now we should have a lot of silicon. We're getting mostly full. The red line means, of course, full, as you know. So, yes, that line has not really changed too much, even in Space Engineers 2. It's the same line. Let's crouch back through here, and let's just go ahead and lower this now. And we'll get back out there, and it says go fix the ship. The nice thing that I do like is the ores are so easy to see now. Because in the other game, they were kind of a yellow with no, like, outline or anything. But here, it shows you. And, like I said, it is a little glitchy here and there. But it does show you what that looks like. So you can really see the ores a lot easier. And I really like that part a lot. That's my favorite part. Let's go ahead and get down. And we'll get out there. We'll go see if we can go fix the ship real quick. And again, if you want, where are you going? I don't want you over here. Why don't you go back over there, buddy? Go on. Go on. Scram. There you go. Let's go and get our welder now, and we're going to use stuff. So use raw materials, or again, we can always do, you know, those. Construction stages, new down at the middle left, new blocks begin as holograms. Weld them to add construction materials until they are complete. And then that goes up, and then it will become functional here in just a quick minute. It's at 67%, probably 70. It'll be functional. Okay, 75% it's not functional. If you do it all the way, it just makes it a bit stronger. Okay, so there is that. We still do have quite a bit of stuff. That is the battery that we just did. Now we can, of course, swap that out and keep the battery strong. Of course, we have our thrusters and everything else. We have the big thruster back here. which is really cool. And then we need to do the cockpit. Well, so now we got that. Now, let's go ahead, and we're not going to get in the ship quite yet. We also have a spotlight, just one for now. Let's get up on top if I can. There we go. This is the survival kit, and I'm just on top to show you. So you can open it up, and what we can do is actually double click this stuff into there or drag it. As far as I know, shift clicking doesn't work, so control click, that drops it. I don't want to do that, so we just want to make sure to put it in. Double clicking or dragging will take it in. Okay, so that way our inventory is good and empty, and then it's all on the ship. So let's go ahead and press F, and let's get into the cockpit.
What's the plan?
I'll look for a way to reach orbit and gather the materials and components to repair the Calypso.
Then move fast. I've been stuck on this ship for 10,000 years. I don't want to spend another second on it.
He's a little salty too. So this is actually really cool. I do like this. This is amazing. That looks like desert out there, and if we were to go out there, we could find some stuff. Let's get over there to where it says explore, and we'll do stuff around there for a quick minute. What the heck was that down there? It's like the grid or something. If we press Q, we can rotate. E. Oh, okay, it's just the mesh not quite working right. Okay, I wasn't too sure what was going on. Shift. Supposed to make us go faster, and I do believe that it is. The speed is on the left. There is a slider moving up and down as we go. As you can see it, 300, 400. So that's our speed, and we can just set it to miles per hour too if we wanted to. That's all in the settings and stuff. And we can see the ship if I were to press Alt, and then we can go around. You can really see how it kind of looks somewhat like a helicopter in a way. It's just a very basic ship, but I do like the design. I think it looks cool. Connector on the bottom and some landing gears and some really cool stuff like that. I'm just going to go ahead and scroll out. There we go. Let's go over here. And let's go land right down here. It's like as we get closer, that grass is like disappearing. That's cool. And one thing that I have learned is with Space Engineers 2, you may think you're flat, but you're not. So you want to use Alt and make sure that you kind of look around so you can see, and then C will go down. Or you can also look down, but when you're close like this, it's just better to use C, and we're not quite flush, but we're close. Let's just go ahead and go down. Once we get down so far, then those will turn yellow, and we'll be able to lock it into place. Okay. So those landing gears should lock into place. We'll press P. They turned green right there at the very bottom. You can kind of see they're green. At least one of them is green. As long as one is locked, that's good. If you want to shut off the ship, press Y down at the bottom middle. Y, power off. L, lights off. Z, dampeners off. And exit cockpit F. So we'll just shut off the power. We'll get out. Everything's recharged on us. So now we are at another place. And here are some conveyor tubes. We can always grind these down if we really wanted to, because I'm pretty sure that we can. But let's go in here and let's go check this out. So, O2 H2 generator, that looks so cool. That's pretty doggone amazing. Links for this game will be in the description. And what do you think of this so far? Like I said, we're not going to just focus on like doing this kind of stuff right here. We will be doing stuff later. We'll be building a base somewhere and stuff like that once we really get going, but I just wanted to go over some of these basics real quick. There is a story, as I said, of two brothers, and we'll see what happens as we go with the story. So let's just look around. Let's go see. I really like the glass and stuff like that. And as you know, they have combined the large and small grids together, so you can build them together. You don't have to have just large or just small, and I think that's pretty interesting. And I was watching somebody to kind of get, you know, a little bit of idea about some things, and he pointed something out that I don't remember who it was, that I didn't think about, but right up there, you see that little piece right there between these two big ones? That is a small conveyor tube connected to a big conveyor tube, so they can work together to actually get stuff around, and I think that's actually pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and go to our welder, and there is something that you need to know if you're welding stuff. So this one turns red and this one does not. And what that means is you have to do what this one or that one up there for this one to be built, because it'll tell us if we don't. Let's press R and let's go see what we need. Let's go see if we can get that from these pieces out here. We'll grind down these so we can see that. And then we'll just start with these ones over here. This will tell us what we get. And R won't tell us anything because this only gets components. Oh, that's cool. So you can see what that looks like. This is what would be happening if you build it. You will get that look, and then of course you can always rebuild it and see. Okay, so we got that. Let's go and do this one. This is part way down. We'll get some more stuff. And I'm sure we can get all of these also. These are like the frames that they have between the two, so you can extend it out a tiny little bit or just extend it out a lot with the conveyor and the frames. So it's a conveyor slice, it's a frame basically. Now they call them conveyor slices, which I find interesting. Okay, let's go to number 2. And let's just go ahead and let's go see again. We cannot do this because it won't let us, because unauthorized action, no connection points detected, upper right. But if we go to this one, then we can build this one and you can see the parts. Something that is very cool too, I'm going to turn on my light. If we look in here, you can see that we can actually look inside of there. I don't believe we can actually get in there because you can't go through these, but that looks really cool. You can see up inside of there. Okay, do we have enough components? We should. So let's just go ahead and weld this guy. And we need 4, okay, 2 tubes for that one. We'll get that one done. We might actually have enough to finish this. And this is a hydrogen thruster, it looks like. Okay, that's a look like a thruster. That's cool. I really like the way it looks and everything. Hydrogen tank and everything. So we have built these. We can colorize these later. I'm not going to get too worried about it right now. This is just getting our feet wet, basically. And so you can see that's 3, and that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Okay, I like the numbering and all of that stuff. That is so cool. This looks beautiful. Let me know what you think. Do you like this? Does it look beautiful? Would you like to play this? I am very, very, very excited to play this. I love Space Engineers. Let's go ahead and go in and let's go weld this one. Cool, so now we have that done. Now, oh, we have to build one more right up there. I did not see that piece. Let's go get a little bit more. We'll get this one up here. Okay, there we go, and then we'll go build that. We'll go all the way up to here, and again, these are just holograms, so we can walk right through them.
Status update?
I just finished fixing something, and I've got a new location to check out.
This is turning into a wild goose chase.
I know, but I feel like I'm being guided.
Let's hope your mysterious guide knows how to find the parts to fix the Calypso.
Okay, so it says Objective 4, an abandoned weather station. We're not going to do that right now, but what I thought that we would do is look around a little bit because there are some things to know. And of course, when we fixed that, is what that did is allowed the stuff to flow through so it could make this work. So now we can see the hydrogen thruster in action. It's just like a testing station, I guess. And I think that's really cool. Now, if we wanted to, we could go drill and actually get the resources that we needed to fix that, or we could take the parts from there, which is what that is all about. And I think that's really cool. I did do some copper. I don't think there's copper in Space Engineers, the original one. I don't remember any copper. Gold and silver and platinum and everything, but I don't remember any copper. Good. I was playing on one, you know, doing some testing and stuff, and I was in the exact same place, because all these are the same for everybody that starts up, but there was no cobalt. So I needed cobalt because I was building a little place, just testing things, and there was no cobalt. This time I have cobalt, and you know, cobalt's quite hard to come by. It's usually deep, and you got to try to dig for it, and it's just a pain to try to get. But at least here it is. Not as hard, I should say, not as hard to get. And I really like the way that it tells you where it is, like it's pointing the arrows and that kind of stuff. I think that's awesome. So there's copper, and there's iron, there's nickel. I'm not noticing much of anything else. Perhaps there is some silicon here somewhere. I just don't know. I don't see it right now. It doesn't mean that's not here. It just means I haven't seen it yet. So I'm glad that the cobalt is here. That'll make doing things a lot easier. So let me know what you think about this. I am very excited for Space Engineers 2. I've been waiting for the planets to come out. I looked at all the different updates that have come out before this that were just, you know, getting ready for it, and all the water mechanics and all of that. So the ice thing in Space Engineers is gone. They don't have ice anymore. They do have actual water, and I have not seen it, so I do not know what it looks like. But there is water in the game. And if there is something here, I want to show you something that looks like it is. Cool. So, you see this big rock here? I do believe this big rock is going to have nickel in it by the looks of what it is showing right here. So all the way around here, there is going to be nickel inside this huge boulder, and I think that's pretty doggone awesome. Not little ones like that over there, but more like these big ones, and we can find all kinds of resources in there. One thing to note, you cannot get stone. So as you can see, there is no stone, at least not right now. There is no stone, so we will not be able to gather resources from stone. But it looks like there is lots of ores everywhere, so we may not need to worry too much about that. And I think that's going to be pretty doggone awesome. So these little rocks don't have anything in them, but the big ones like that one do. Apparently, from what I've seen in another playthrough that I was, you know, testing stuff on to see, and well, I was just really excited. I wanted to show you this, see what you think about it. I will be doing a lot of Space Engineers in the future. I'm planning on a very long series and building better than I did the last time, since we can merge big and small. I think that would be awesome. And now we can go around and do some things. There is a second ship here. It is fully operational. There is nothing wrong with it. As you can see, it doesn't need to be built or anything. So we can actually take a ship out and perhaps even find a way to recharge it and stuff. And hopefully we will be able to. Of course, there's all these crates and stuff. Some of them are, of course, upside down. I don't know how you open an upside down crate, but whatever. And I don't think we went into this place. Let's go. These are the new sliding doors. It's a narrow sliding door. That's what it says. So I think that's actually pretty cool. And then in here, we have a locker. That's very cool. There is a survival kit. We can open the inventory. It has this yes. Hydrogen testing facility. Doggone it. And then here we can recharge everything. And this is another narrow sliding door with a sink. That looks really, really cool. I do like that. A toilet and un shower. So now we have that. And that's another narrow door. And of course we have some buttons. They don't do anything apparently. And we have some seats. We cannot sit in them or anything because they're not ours or anything. So there is that. Then we have a couple of beds here. And there is another crate. Ooh, hey, look at that bed kit. Nice. So everything weighs a certain amount, as you know, and this is pretty awesome. I do like the way this looks. It is a little glitchy, as I said. I'm sure they'll get that ironed out as they go, you know. It just came out December 1st, and so I'm playing this on December 2nd, showing you so you can actually see a lot of the game. If you like this, let me know. If you like this episode, drop a like on the video. We will continue more Space Engineers. We will do some base building and stuff soon. I would like to go up there and go see what that is all about. Looks like there's snow and stuff up there. So there is still ice, yes, but not ice as in like the lower areas where the lakes were. That was just ice because Space Engineers 1 could not handle that. There's a planet out there, and that just looks so crazy, like some sort of sticker or something. That's nuts. We will eventually probably get to a planet like that, and that would be freaking amazing. And of course, there is the Almagest sun, so that's going to be good too. And looks like maybe that's... I don't know what that is out there. I have no idea. That dark dot that the reticule's on, I have no idea what that is. That's nuts. I have no clue. I just noticed that. You can tear down trees, you can knock them down, you can grind them down, but you don't get any resources because wood is not in the game at all. I don't know if it's ever going to be. It would be awesome if you could have like a wooden floors and that kind of stuff in your base, you know, and different things, wooden walls if you wanted to, kind of thing. Not a color or a pattern, but actually wooden stuff like Imperium Galactic Survival has. I think that'd be pretty cool. So this is Space Engineers 2. Thank you for joining me here, and we are going to do some more exploring. We will build bases and we'll do all kinds of stuff like that there. So I will talk to you next time. You have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.